I just cannot tell a story in anything less than 3 days, I'm afraid. Try and make it really fucking... You've asked me a question. I thought I'd better give you the whole story in graphic detail so that, you know, you understand just what's been going on. So, right, this guy, can't remember his name. I cannot remember his name. He described to me that he worked under Hatswell, came to my house, went through all the same things. I told him that Hatswell had been to see me and had already taken my statement. So why was he there? And he said this is very peculiar and couldn't understand it. I even think he made a phone call to the office. He said, hang on, I'll just ring the office. And I seem to remember him ringing the office and saying, we've got a statement from Mr. Williams? Has anybody been out? And he said, no, nobody's got a record of that. And I'm like, mate, you know, I said, look, I'm quite happy, right, to do this with you again, okay? I'll go through it all with you again, right? But can we keep something, you know, off the record here, yeah? This is just me to you, and I don't want this to go any further, yeah? Because, yeah, it just makes me seem like I'm fucking coming out with this, and it's just like, hello, yeah? I said, now, Hatswell sat where you're sitting now, right? Hatswell's got a beard, yeah, it's a brown, I think it was a brown, I can't remember now because it was a while back, but I think I described it as, it was a brown beard, glasses, big guy, stocky, about this big, was driving this car, you know, basically sat where you are, took the whole statement. I said, but this is why I don't want this going on the record, okay? I said, he sat where you are and he basically threatened me at the end of my statement. He took the whole thing and then just very casually at the end told me that PC Mead could decide to take it upon himself to actually harass me further because of this. And I said, well, that's crazy because, you know, Mead's going to get in more trouble. It's going to look obvious. Then Hatswell said, well, he could get his friends to do it, you know. And I said, yeah, but it still looks a bit suspicious. Yes. So I said, look, I'm not a complainer. I don't complain, you know, to the police. I'm just telling you this because I think the guy was a little bit out of control that night and was literally could have caused a serious accident which would involve me or him or some innocent bystander, basically, or some driver. And, you know, the guy is a little bit out of control. So all I'm doing with this, right, is I'm putting the complaint on file so that if my complaint is there and he goes AWOL and goes nuts in the future and somebody else makes a very similar complaint and we don't know each other, then you're going to start to see a bit of a picture forming about Mr. Mead's kind of nighttime nocturnal activities and what sort of person he is as a police officer. I said, I think it's kind of important that people who are a little bit crazy in the force do actually get flagged up so that, you know, they get reeled in a little bit. You know, just a little bit. I don't want him to lose his job, but he just basically needs to realise what he's doing, you know. So that's why I'm doing this, okay? That's all I want from it. I don't want his job, you know, and I don't want him to suffer. You know, it's like I just want it acknowledged that with witnesses there at the pub, the guy was going fucking apeshit, yeah? So basically, that's that, you know, but I don't want you sort of taking it back to the office. I said, because if Hatswell was here and he hasn't told you and he threatened me, then what is his connection with Mead? I said, that's what you should look at, right, privately to yourself and keep it to yourself because you might get into trouble. Maybe he knows Mead. Maybe him and Mead are friends. I don't know. I said, maybe they hang around in some way. I don't know. But why would he be trying to push me away from making this complaint? I said, you need to ask that question. Now, that police officer just nodded and acknowledged me. So and he said to me, I think he said that he was either he transferred in from firearms, or that this is the guy who was interviewing me second. He'd either transferred in from firearms or was going to transfer out to firearms. So he suggested to me that, I mean, I'll say it. I mean, I shouldn't possibly say this because it was, it was in a confidence, but let me just put it like this. The police officer that I was speaking to nodded. Let's just put it like that, okay? He just said, I know what you're saying, okay. And let's just leave it like that, okay? I mean, I don't want anything to go further with that. But, fuck Hatswell, though. What a prick. What a fucking prick. I don't care if you're Chief Inspector fucking of the Vatican. What a fucking arsehole. Yeah? You should be fucking ashamed of yourself, sir. Fucking ashamed of yourself. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, let's read through this then. So, I can tell you, this is from the Police and Complaints Authority, it says third paragraph, I can tell you that part of your complaint has been substantiated. Yes, so there you go. Oh, bloody, where is it? Get the old bloody focus control up. There we are. I can tell you that part of your complaint has been substantiated. This is that the officer should have told you that you did not have to consent to the search. Haha, so I was right. Even though he ultimately had the power to carry it out. Well, of course he does have the power to carry it out, but he has to give me his reason first. Then he can. This appears to have been a technical breach on behalf of the other officer. And there is no evidence he acted with any malice. There's no evidence he acted with any fucking malice. How many fucking witnesses were there in the pub that spoke to them that allowed them to say that I was right? How many people were in the fucking pub that actually backed it up? There were about 4 people the police spoke to that I learnt about. 2 I knew, 2 I didn't know. All of them said the same fucking thing. The police officer was out of fucking control. So, I'm not making it up. Anyway, let's have a look at what we got here. Focus. So anyway, there doesn't appear to have been any malice. However, I have agreed that the officer will receive advice about this from his senior officer. Advice, a disciplinary term, is considered a serious step in police procedures. PC Mead denies driving dangerously and says that you failed to stop even after he activated his emergency lights. You said that you were followed for 10 miles, but the distance between your home and the campsite is only 6.6 miles. So 6.6. 6.6 miles. That's actually quite funny. I never realised that before. The distance between my old house and the barge was 6.6 miles. That's funny. Right, the officer says that he did not go to stop you immediately as he was waiting for the result of a check on your car. This showed that the registered keeper lived in Wales. Well, I did, because I used to live in Wales. Yeah, I now lived in fucking Wiltshire, so what? The officer says that he was also wanting to stop you in a lit area for safety reasons, which is why he was hanging around outside my house and chased me all that distance. Okay, there is no evidence to support your allegation that the officer was driving dangerously. There's no evidence because that's why he wanted to stop me before I got to the pub, so there would be no fucking evidence. That's the way the police work. They like to get you out of the group on your own and then lie about you. That's what the police do. Standard police practice. You know, it's just like breathing to a police officer. Get you on your own, say you did something you didn't do, and then just get their mates to back it up. It's just like, to a police officer. That's what police officers do. I wouldn't even be fucking surprised if it isn't actually part of their fucking training. Anyway, PC Mead says that he decided to search your car for a number of reasons. These were that you initially refused to supply your details and that you were acting in an evasive manner. I was acting in an evasive manner? I was waiting for him to come in and fucking say, what the fuck are you doing? I wasn't evading him at all. I was acting in an evasive manner? Fuck me. So him walking towards me and butting past me, that's him acting in an evasive manner. He was just trying to avoid me by bumping into me. Yeah? Well, maybe when I fucking punch him in the face, that'll be me trying to run away. You know? Fucking hell. You know, and what black is white and white is fucking black. Jesus Christ. Anyway, He denies acting improperly, and although you are partly supported by other witnesses, you are also described as talking with a raised voice, and that I note that you admit your tone was accusational, and you call the officer a Nazi. I did, because he was acting like a fucking Nazi, and he looked like a fucking Nazi. Jesus Christ, you know. It's like, what do you do when somebody fucking jackboots it up to you and then butts you out of the fucking way? Oi, fuck off, Nazi. Yeah? So it's like, I acknowledge that you say this officer acted oppressively, but he denies this, and the evidence of your witnesses is inconsistent. I don't think it was, because I spoke to some of these people afterwards, and they said, yeah, we all told the police the same thing. The officer was acting like a complete bastard. So, inconsistent? I'd like to see these. I would have liked to have seen those statements, but they're probably private and you're not allowed to have them because it's like, we've got the evidence and you haven't got the evidence, so what are you going to do about it? It's fucking police all over. You know, oh, we've got evidence that actually proves you're innocent. Oh, we've lost that, but we've got loads of evidence that proves you're not innocent. We never lose that, though, do we? Yeah, fucking bastards. There is insufficient evidence to justify disciplinary action in respect of this allegation. Yes. You say that the police officer put a police dog at risk because of the way he was driving. A statement has been obtained from an approved instructor in the training of the care of police dogs. He says that even if the officer had driven the van, as you have alleged, that the dog would not have been at risk because of the way the carriage has been adapted. He confirms that the dog suffered no injury as a result of this incident. Yours sincerely, Anne Boostred, Authority Member, the Bullshit Agency, Police Complaints Authority. Well, at least, as you can see, one of the points I made, that he didn't warn me of why he was going to search my vehicle, he didn't give me a reason, yeah, was upheld. And I can tell you, guarantee it, 100%. We had that guy by the fucking balls and they just wriggled out of it, yeah? Or we're going to give him a little telling off, yes? We're going to give him a telling off, which is called advice. Yes, but it's called advice, but it's taken very seriously. Well, I'm glad it was taken fucking seriously, because maybe, just maybe, it stopped the next person getting fucked over by a complete fucking wanker. PC Mead, you know who you are. Fuck off. I'm glad you had your fucking complaint. Hatswell, fuck you in the arse, you fucking hairy old grandad prick. Coming to my fucking house and threatening me. I'm fucking threatening you, yeah? I'll tell you what, here's a threat against the police officer, right? Yeah? You want this on file? Hatswell? Yeah, Hatswell, if I see you, I'm going to punch your fucking lights out. Fucking prick. What an arsehole, yeah? Fucking threatening me in my house. You know what I should have done? You know what I should have done that day? Yeah, right? I should have grabbed that fucker by the scruff of his neck and booted him out of my fucking door and said, here's your fucking statement, fuck off. But no, I actually suppressed it, didn't I? I suppressed my little anger and actually did it the right way. But trust me, YouTube viewers, yeah? All of these things have taught me one big lesson in life. Don't play fair with the fucking police, because they don't play fair with you. So there endeth the lesson. Hatswell, you're welcome to come and get your punch in the face anytime you fancy it, mate, yeah? Come and get it. What a fucking prick. Coming to somebody's house to threaten them when they made a police complaint. You must be fucking shagging that Mead, yeah? I wouldn't be surprised if you go down the fucking Freemasons fucking lodge together. There must have been a reason, yeah? What, do you deal drugs? Is that it? You know, you're like, you know, you're the daddy coke dealer and PC Mead is the ground runner, you know, or something. What the fuck is going on? Why the fuck do you give a fuck about him? Why? There's got to be something fucking going on, yeah? Well, there's your corrupt police force for you, yeah? There's Wiltshire Police. All right, sirs, fuck you.